The pigs have just been moved to paddock 5. Here's home base. Pretty much unchanged. Although I do need to build another shelter. They've outgrown this shelter. They can't all fit in it anymore. It's 4 pallets wide, so it's pretty large. But last night it rained here, and we could only get maybe 8 of them in there. And then 4 of them had to lay kind of under the lip and try and stay out of the rain. So I'll build them another shelter so that everybody gets to stay dry if they want. Typically the pigs will just lay out in the rain, but if there's thunder and lightning, they like to get sheltered. Sounded like a tree was falling. So here's their current water location. It's only been there a day. You can see they've already started to make a mud hole in front of it. They'll do that every time. So I'll just have to move it from tree to tree. I try and pick trees that I'm going to take down anyway, so that if they do mess up the roots, it's not a big deal. So that's a maple it's tied to, right next to a nice walnut that I'm not going to take down. So I'll probably have to move this water sooner than later. There's their feeder back there. It's doing a good job. We do get a little waste, as you can see on the side there, but a lot less waste than if I were just using my old hand-built feeder. And we get more efficient growth than feeding them in those black troughs. So the trough feeding is not a good way to take care of these pigs. Not if you want them to grow. Here comes one of them now. What's up, buddy? What's up? Yeah. Yeah. Good pig. So this paddock is also about 3/4 of an acre. Pretty big one. It'll be their last one this year. Here's my method for trying to protect 3 of my trees. So just one string of polywire around them. Fortunately, these were near the fence, so it's not a big deal just to tie into the fence. But like I was saying, it's a pretty big paddock. They'll be in here until processing day, which is in about a month. So they'll get plenty of chance to eat all this up, knock it down, and I'll get one more seeding in before it starts to frost. And hopefully that grass seed can set roots and be ready to come back strong next year. Over the winter, we're going to take down a lot of these scrubby maples and dead ash and really open up the canopy here so that the sun can get in and help things grow that we want to grow. And then also in the fall, I'm going to plant a lot of edible shrubs, fruit trees, things like that, kind of in clusters along my fence lines, which I would like to become more permanent. That's going to require a new location for home base though. Kind of in a hub and spoke method, somewhere out here in the middle. I don't know what I'm going to do about all this bamboo. There's a huge patch of bamboo, probably half an acre of it. Doesn't really bother me right now. Cows eat it, so maybe I'll just let it grow as emergency cow food. So the pigs haven't really gotten down into here yet, but once they do, they'll get this all churned up and eat all this either switch grass or cut grass. They like to eat the spice bush. That's a spice bush right there. They like to eat those, at least the young growth. It's a pretty wet area in here, but we're getting into the drier time of year, so they shouldn't turn this into a complete mud catastrophe. See if we can find some more pigs. Oh, looks like they got down here. That was quick. That's after one night of rain. So they got down here and started making mud holes already. But they need mud holes. This paddock runs right along my driveway. So everybody that comes to the farm will maybe get a pig show. Depends how close to the fence they are, or how much they open it up. A lot of this jewelweed here, they'll knock down, but they won't really eat it. Same thing with the rose bushes. They eat the young growth, but nothing else. Here we got some pigs. What's up, guys? These guys are all getting close to the 300-pound mark. Probably 275. They're gonna be nice fat piggies come processing time. You can see in there I had planted a bunch of trees in tubes, just bad tree location, and they well, they've essentially ripped them all up in one day. So I need to be a lot smarter about where I plant young trees, or the pigs will simply destroy them. Isn't that right, guys? That's okay. You're just being pigs. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Everybody's here. So, good looking batch of pigs this year. Very happy with them. So, we'll continue on. There's another little pathway they've started making. They'll have this all opened up very quickly. And then it just runs up this little path here to home base. Cutting these paths is a lot of work, but next year hopefully I can reuse the same paths over and over again for years to come. I just got to be, now that I kind of have a feel for what the pigs are going to do and how big the paddocks need to be, I can kind of pre-plan everything and have more permanent fence lines, still using the temporary fencing, but it's easier to weed whack a path that doesn't have trees in the middle of it. So that's the end. Now we're back at home base.